2023 cohort. Today we're going to go into why we should study Ayurveda and take it a little bit deeper. I'm going to go over the structure of the course, a little bit about the history. We'll have a 5-minute break after about an hour. We're going to talk about learning from the Shakavansya lineage, where my teacher Raja Mishra stems from, and then we'll talk about an intention. I think it's called the sankalp. It's a Sanskrit word, and it means you can write that in the journal workbook that you have, how you want to feel during this course, what you really want to get out of the course, and what you hope to be, what the result be from studying the 9 to 10 months of learning together. So I think it's really powerful to set an intention, and you can share that intention, or you can keep it to yourself, whatever you'd like to do. So why should we study Ayurveda? So studying Ayurveda can resonate with your whole being. It's a very ancient knowledge, over 5,000 years old. And there's an ancient verse from one of the Vedic literature called the Bhagavad Gita. And it says that even a little of this knowledge relieves mankind from fear. I believe that this 9-month of study of Ayurveda and some Jyotish astrology as an extended option will birth a greater sense of steadiness, refined awareness, and greater well-being as you get skills to teach and coach others. So the study of Ayurveda is like an anchor. So in the turbulent times in our world right now, studying this eternal wisdom is like an anchor, and it can really be valuable for our own mental health and our physical health as well, and keeping us strong, and also having community here to share this wisdom with. Okay, so the overall theme of our course this is also from the Vedic literature, and you're going to be hearing this quote a lot, and it's very important. And you've probably heard it if you've been studying Ayurveda, and it goes like this: as is the human body, so is the cosmic body. As is the human mind, so is the cosmic mind. As is the microcosm, so is the macrocosm. As is the atom, so is the universe. So really what this course does is help to be able to have that as not just an intellectual knowledge, but as an experience. So whatever is out there, you will find inside. Whatever is inside, you will be able to see on the outside, and you'll really get to be familiar with this during lesson 2. So overview and structure of the course, ignore those dates over there. So theme of the year is blossoming into the self as an Ayurveda health educator, healer, and coach. And we have a theme for every month, and there's assignments and quizzes that you'll find. I'll show you that in just a minute, where you can find those. And I also like to have a classroom agreement to keep everybody feeling safe, emotionally safe, and feel like they can ask questions. Sometimes people feel a little bit shy about asking questions, but I really encourage you, because really so much of the knowledge can be drawn out by asking questions, and also to share whatever wisdom that you might have as well. So get used to speaking out the knowledge. But I do ask that you stay on topic, for a question that's relevant to the lesson. If you want, you can save your questions that are off topic towards the end of the meeting, and we can talk about that after. And I also encourage critical thinking. This is an ancient knowledge, but it's also in modern times. So some of the ancient things don't always apply to our modern times. So I encourage creativity in how to apply this ancient knowledge into your life. And also I encourage you to have a Zen mind, because to come as a blank, open slate. as if you're hearing this knowledge for the very first time, because a lot of us have studied Ayurveda, have some experience. So we have, you know, it may sound like it's not new or it's repetitive knowledge, but if you come as if you're hearing it for the first time, then that really keeps the knowledge really fresh and alive. So, and also every teacher has a little bit of a different kind of viewpoint and how they explain the information as well. So in order to get the maximum out of a class, I think you can review some of the main points before class. Pretty soon I'll be showing you the Teachable platform, and there are PDFs, PowerPoints for each class. You can review those before the class begins, and any reading assignment that is that's currently in the workbook. You'll see there's assignments in the Ayurveda workbook. So we want to create a nurturing and safe learning container. It's really about collective consciousness. Every single person is important, and being mindful and being present in each class, not multitasking during the class. You don't want to be cooking or doing other things during the class. If you have a young child or you have to attend something, then just at that point, turn off the camera so there isn't any interruption for the other classmates. And then also, we don't want to rush. You want to, if you have the time, meditate before you come on for a couple minutes. I will make the Zoom meeting. I'll start at 15 minutes before, and if you want, you could come on and just meditate or listen to some of the Gandharva music that I will be playing, just to kind of prepare the mind. If you have the time to do that. I know some people, it's not practical, they're rushing home from work and then they just can come on. So, but if you have that option to come on early, then I will open the classroom up 15 minutes before. So stay connected to the course. There's a lot of material. So even if you're behind or you get behind, you can contact me, let me know how it's going, if you are having some challenges with keeping up as well. So I will begin and end the class on time. So, you know, all the classes are recorded. So if you have to miss, then you can see the recording. So there's recordings every single week. So it goes in a sequence, and I'll show you that in just a minute. Okay, I'm going to stop this. So now what I want to do, any questions so far, or? Okay. So what I want to show you is the Teachable. So Teachable is a platform where all the classes and all the quizzes and materials are stored, and not everybody has a link yet. I will send you the link. And let's see, I think it's right here. Okay. Okay, can everyone see this Teachable? It says Ayurveda Amritanam Learning Center.
Yes.
Okay, so you will, if you haven't already gotten a link, you're going to get a link to something called Teachable, and you just put in your password, and you'll come to this page where it says course curriculum. So here we have module 1, and then we have lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3 goes, and then you just scroll down module 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 9 modules, and then in addition, there's some at the bottom. There's additional classes on herbs and also some cooking demos as well. So just all you do is, like for lesson 1, that's today, because we won't have time to get to everything, but I'll just show you what's on there. So you just press start and you'll see like a video come up, and then you'll see this quiz. So what does Ayurveda mean in Sanskrit? So it means science of life. And then you basically check it And then the next, you'll just have to go to continue, and it'll come to the second question. So 2 out of 12 basically questions you'll see up here. So it's a little bit confusing, and you can take it as many times. It's just something for you to do as a review. I don't check these quizzes. It's really for you to kind of just see what you learned from the course. There is a midterm exam starting on module 4, and that exam is actually posted on Teachable, so you have it and you can look at it and you could start working on it whenever you want as you're working through. That I will have to get back from you, but you can start at any time, and you can look at it as you're going over the modules. So, and then you'll see I recommend to interact if you want. If you have a comment, about the video or about a question, you can just, you'll see a discussion right after, the video basically. So you just leave a comment if you liked it, what you didn't like, what was confusing, what was clear. And then you just post it once you write something like, interesting about blah, 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 blah. And then you just make a post. And then, yeah, I think there is also some downloads. You'll see Ayurveda Health Coach Week 1, December. There's the PowerPoint right there. And then there should be something else posted. Okay, so that's Teachable. And then you'll complete and continue. And then next week is posted for lesson 2. That we're not meeting live for lesson 2. You'll just go ahead to lesson 2 and watch the video, and then get the download of the PDF and do the self quiz. So yeah, so that is Teachable. So right now, if you've looked on Teachable, you'll see that nothing's on it. And that's because I wanted to wait till I had the, let's see. Okay. Can you see the PowerPoint here, or?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so we got that down. Okay, so basically we are meeting every other Thursday from 5:30 to 7:30. If you're doing the self-paced one, then that schedule is just once a month with a check-in in between. So let's see, the materials for the course, I'm hoping that you have gotten some of them already. If you don't have all of them right away, that's totally fine. The main book that you'll need is the Dr. Vasant Lal book, which is the textbook of Ayurveda, because that really goes into the all the different physiology and anatomy. And then also we have the What to Eat for How You Feel. That is a great cookbook that by Divya Alter. She was also a student of Dr. Mishra, so all of his style of cooking is in there with different recipes. It's excellent. And then if you haven't gotten it already, I'll be sending you a download of the Ayurvedic workbook. And I recommend that you just print that out and put it into like a 3-ring binder, because you'll be adding other worksheets as well. And really the workbook is just a way to integrate the information. There's some worksheets on there. It has like a guide for every module. Every lesson is posted in there. So that's really excellent. I think one of the students helped put that together as part of her capstone project, which we'll talk about in a couple of minutes. And then also I do recommend the book, The Ageless Women by Dr. Nancy Lonsdorf. She was also a student of Dr. Mishra, and You don't need this right away. We won't need that until module 4. And also Healing the Thyroid with Ayurveda by Dr. Marianne Teitelbaum. She was also a student of Dr. Mishra as well. And you won't need that till module 4 as well, because module 4 is all about home cleansing and home detox. So there'll be a lot of information on that. Yeah. Okay. And then also what you'll need is an oil warmer or like a coffee cup warmer. It's like a single cup that you put on a warmer. It's electric, or maybe you have a candle thing that you use, because you'll need this on module 2 for Abhyanga massage. You'll be learning how to do this beautiful home Ayurvedic massage for balancing the doshas. And I suggested a couple oils, but you can get whatever you like. The one that I recommend is Abhyanga oil with magnesium, because then transdermally you're receiving the magnesium, which is really important. And then you'll need, by module 2, some Ayurvedic herbal mouth oil. You can use sesame seed oil if you want, but there's also herbal ones from Chandika or Banyan Botanical, an Ayurvedic tongue scraper, some oil, nose oil. You could also just use sesame seed oil, but there are herbal ones, Ayurvedic silk Garshan gloves. And then starting on module 4 for the cleanse, some Triphala, and there's a variety of you can get that from Banyan or from Chandika as well. Chandika is chandika.com. And then also on module 4, I would recommend getting the kit for the Marma creams, transdermal roll-on for the Samadhi set. We're going to be learning Marma therapy, self-Marma therapy. And if you're a body worker, you'll learn how to do this on other people. Of course, a yoga mat, probably almost everybody has one. Hot water thermos by module 4, because you'll be making homemade teas at that time for cleansing. The optional, if you're brand new to Ayurveda, there's in addition, you can get a book by Perfect Health by Deepak Chopra. It's really a good introduction to Ayurveda. And if you have someone in your life that knows nothing about Ayurveda, I think that is also a really good introduction as well. So yeah, the workbook is the PDF that I have sent to most of you. Again, it's really your guidebook, and I do recommend that you do some journaling as well in it, and to integrate your subjective experience with the program, like the diet or some of the dinacharyas, like how does it work for you? Maybe you can't get to it. Maybe there's like you're experiencing greater mental clarity during the day. Maybe you're not having experiences. So write your personal experiences, really own what you are gaining from the knowledge from this course. Otherwise, it just stays in your head. And when you write it out and you're thinking about your experience, and you're thinking about what your Ayurvedic meal is going to be that day, then you're planning ahead, you're thinking ahead, and you're really getting a lot out of the course. So part of the graduation requirements is something called the capstone project, which is really, really fun to do. You can start doing the capstone project perhaps about, halfway through the course. You can start thinking about it. I recommend that people spend anywhere between 24 to 45 hours on it. And that all those hours count towards your hours towards graduation. And really the purpose of the capstone project is just to demonstrate what you've learned on the course in your own unique way. So it could be something that you will do after you graduate, something that you'll use. Maybe you develop a little course, a mini course. So there's been so many different projects that students have created. So like some people have written their own cookbook, like say they like Italian food. So maybe they're doing an Ayurvedic recipes with an Italian kind of flavor to it. There's also someone who is a chef, and she was giving she developed Ayurvedic cooking classes. You can create your own Ayurvedic herbal products like skincare or teas. You want to check in with me to see what that might be, but you don't have to start doing anything till midway through the course, but it's something that people usually love. And it's also a really great way to integrate the knowledge as well. So you're, again, everything is very practical. I'm a Capricorn, so I tend to be very pragmatic and practical. Like, how do you apply this knowledge into real life, and what's it going to look like after you're all done with taking all these hours of learning? Like, how is it practical? So usually it's quite enjoyable, and students get really excited because they see really they've learned quite a bit. And there was even one student who she's in the process of making Ayurvedic jewelry. That means like semi-precious stones, necklaces, and bracelets that balance different doshas. So like, pearls are cooling, they tend to balance pitta. So, different things like that. So go crazy with your creativity and see what you come up with. So the curriculum theme, the first month, starting today, the theme is as is the microcosmos. As is the macrocosm, so is the microcosm. And we're learning and developing the skills to seeing universal intelligence within the human body and the cosmic body. The main point of this course is to culture this unity consciousness, to culture higher states of consciousness, where you see the universality within and without. It develops a perception of our intelligence, and it also develops intuition and inner knowing as a basis of serving others. So that is the theme, and you'll really start to get into it on lesson 2. So just to give you a little highlight of that, in lesson 2, we go over what the 20 gunas are, which are the 20 qualities in all the elements of earth, air, fire, water, and space. And all those elements have different qualities to it. So in the workbook, you'll see there's a sheet for each quality, and you'll be able to see that quality. For example, lightness is a quality of vata and of air and space. So how do you see things as light? What in the environment is light and airy? What's light and airy food? What does it feel like in the body? So you're starting to feel it, and to see it and recognize it in other people and ourselves. So the learning outcome for the 9 months program is we'll be able to offer Ayurvedic preventative education sessions for individuals and groups on nutrition and lifestyle, provide professional services as an Ayurveda health coach addressing diet, improved digestion, improved sleep issues and stress reduction, weight balance, and just basic doshic imbalances will be able to improve. You'll know how to do a safe Ayurveda cleanse and detox for yourself and others. You'll be able to identify unique body-mind types and solve problems with digestion, mental clarity, focus, and weight balance. You'll be able to refine and culture your own self-care practice for greater well-being. You'll awaken the flow of the healing power of prana for greater resilience. So pranic healing is part of this course, utilizing marma points, and also doing the dinacharyas and Ayurvedic practices. and you'll discover your unique path in the field of health coaching, like what is unique to you personally. How do you want to share this knowledge? How do you want to live this knowledge? You'll deepen your understanding through the practice and integration of the Shakavansya lineage-based Ayurveda, and you'll connect with a community of like-minded individuals for your own support. So month one is the theme of the month is planting the seeds to build a solid foundation of knowledge. So basically month one is mostly theory. And then starting in module 2, that's when we start to have where it's more applied, more active. So if you can get through the first month, you'll be great. So it can be a little abstract if you're new to the information. So week 1 is the overview of the wholeness of the course, introduction to Vedic science, the source, course, and goal of Ayurveda. Week 2 is all about the 20 gunas, the 20 qualities, all about Vata and the subdoshas of Vata. We'll learn about herbs. So every week you'll learn different herbs that help to balance a specific dosha. We'll have an introduction to the times of the dosha, the Ayurveda clock. And then week 3 is all about Pitta and the subdoshas and herbs for Pitta. And week 4 is all about Kapha and the subdoshas of Kapha. And we'll continue to understand who has what, the people in our life, what doshas are standing out, or learning how to recognize people with different body types. So, and then month 2, the theme of the month is self-care, living in tune with the cycles of the sun and moon for health and well-being. And this is where it becomes more applied. So dinacharya means daily routine. So it's an in-depth daily routine, studying and living in harmony with the laws of nature, the Ayurveda clock. As the sun comes up, as the sun goes down, there's different practices. And also with the moon, the different phases of the moon. Demo of Abhyanga and oral hygiene. Week 6 is the science of mantra, introduction to marma therapy, marma therapy. Week 7 is the sun salutations, pranayam. We'll have a guest teacher for that. And then Richacharya is seasonal routine. So as we move into summer into fall and fall into winter, there's different diets and rituals that you would do to stay healthy during the seasonal change. So a lot of practice comes in. That's where you're going to really want to use your journal so you can really take note of how you progress. And also included in this course is an intake with me, so you can get started on your Ayurvedic protocols as well. So you can make an appointment with me. In a couple months, we'll do that on Zoom if you're out of state, and if you live closer, we can do that in person. And then month 3, the theme of the month is diet and digestion for creating elevated states of consciousness. And you'll see why that food is connected to consciousness and the quality of the food and the quality of digestion. So week 9 is understanding what the 7 states of consciousness are and the purpose of Ayurveda to cultivate expanded states of awareness and cultivate something called ojas. Ojas is in soma. So ojas is our bliss, it's our clarity, and it's mostly our immunity and creating invincibility for staying as well as possible. And then week 10 is understanding that food and digestion are not only the basis of health and disease, but the basis of refined perception. So also we're understanding that it's not just what you eat, it's how you digest. And so we'll be learning about Agni, the power of digestion, and how to balance Agni and what to do if your Agni is off, your digestion is off, and how to help and recognize when someone else's Agni is not quite working. Week 11 is understanding the 6 tastes in food, herbs, and spices, and how we are eating the elements and that we are the elements. So we're eating earth, air, fire, water, and space, and what we eat, we become, as far as those elements go, and how to balance that. And week 12, we have how to appreciate food, enjoy, normalizing any type of eating disorders. We want to create more immunity and bliss through the food. There's some cooking demos with a Ayurvedic chef, Susan, and she's really great cook. So there's some recipes if you scroll down to the bottom as well. So in Teachable. So month 4 is the theme of the month is cleansing, eliminating toxins to open perception. We'll do a home cleanse together as a group. We'll talk about the 4 levels of toxins in the body called AMA. And then, so you'll understand how to do a home detox on yourself using different herbs and teas, and then how to also understand how what other people are experiencing. Maybe they're having symptoms that are caused by toxins. So how do you help someone else go through a home cleanse in a safe way? We'll also keep going into the an Ayurvedic anatomy. The dhatus are the tissues, and the malas, the waste products. And week 16 is Panchakarma theory, which is the in resonance type of therapy, body therapies. And then month 5, the theme of the month is Introduction to Professional Health Coaching and Practice, how to offer a health intake, working within your scope of practice, communication skills, handling resistance. We'll be practicing intake. So starting on month 5, we do case studies every single lesson. So it's like learning how to do an intake, how to do an intake, and how to do the protocols, the recommendations. And you can bring in your own case studies from, we're going to go over how to do that. And then, so we'll be doing a lot of them together online. And then that's where a lot of learning and integration comes in. Even if you're not planning to do health coaching, some people may not be interested in doing health coaching, but still it'll integrate the knowledge as well for you. Even if you're not quite ready to do it, you're not forced to work on somebody, do an intake on somebody if you're not quite ready, but you'll learn from the sample intakes that we have as well. So month 6, we kind of go into more protocols, more deeper and specific for improved sleep, digestive issues, weight balance, headaches, and highly sensitive people, pitta imbalances. Month 7 is all about cultivating peace and Satchitananda, pure bliss consciousness. It's all about Ayurvedic psychology called Sattva Vijayante. We'll talk about the 7 red flags of mental health, and when to refer to a medical doctor. Again, we always stay within our scope of practice, and keeping people safe is part of what you'll be learning. You'll learn tools to reduce anxiety, improve mental and emotional well-being. Ayurvedic approaches to grief, depression, and anxiety. We'll learn all Ayurvedic pharmacy, all the herbs for maximizing mental ability and nourishing the emotions, improving memory and mental focus. And we'll learn some focusing techniques for self-referral and meditation. We'll be learning meditation in module 2, but we'll kind of go a little bit deeper with different healing mantras that have been passed down from Dr. Mishra that are very specific for different parts of the body and different systems. And then month 8 is module 8 is pathways to open the subtle body and subtle senses. So this is where we kind of go into the spiritual body or the subtle body, the nadi system and the chakras, the marma points. We'll have already done one set of marma points called the samadhi set, but then we'll go into some other marmas that you can do on the face for a facial and other imbalances. And then we have a special lecture by Blaine Watson on Jyotish astrology. We'll go into sound therapy, more mantra practice, and Ayurvedic approaches to women's health and postpartum. And then the last module is really, like, again, very practical. There's some legal, ethical aspects of Ayurvedic practice, HIPAA compliance, how to practice in your state legally. How do you do that? Because Ayurveda is not licensed anywhere. So it's important to learn how to be able to do that safely and within the laws of your particular city or country, state. Also how to build an Ayurveda practice that fits your own dharma. And we'll also talk about Vedic architecture called Vastu